Hi. I figured that you guys really enjoyed the last video I did that was kind of impromptu and very down to earth, so I thought that I would make another one. I am in the process of fixing my nails. Oh my goodness. I am someone who feels very naked without nails, and yeah, I want to film, but I feel like I can't be on. You know what's funny about this video? I feel like I can't be on camera sometimes without looking super glamorous. And honestly, I have committed to that, and it has actually led to me having a much more successful channel. But, in my daily life, I am kind of like a chapstick and mascara kind of gal. And so I often fight between the very glamorous performative side of me and like the down to earth, braless, like, don't force me to feed the patriarchy kind of reaction to beautifying myself. But I have learned that I enjoy the way my hands move when I have nails. And also, I don't know, I can't deal with it. So I'm going to fix my nails and I'm going to listen to some Taylor Swift. Now, a grand total of like 2 people asked me for my opinion about Taylor Swift. If you guys can tell from the back of this, I have a pretty wide and expansive music taste. I do collect music, actually. I collect physical media. I just got a bunch of CDs from a vendor in Japan who have a bunch of BOA CDs from way back in the day. I have started to collect physical media because I do believe that one day our internet's going to be taken away, and I've been thinking a lot about what kind of music I want to listen to in the apocalypse, frankly. I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm joking, but I'm not. So I have music opinions, but when it comes to Taylor Swift, I have always had Taylor Swift has always been, like Taylor Swift to me. Like I am not going to act like there aren't some Taylor Swift jams that I've enjoyed, but I'm not a huge fan of at least American pop music. I'm K-pop trash. I am late 2000s J-pop trash. I've never really particularly cared for the era of Taylor Swift pop music. And if I do listen to pop music, it's usually fairly ironic. In fact, I'll be honest, as I was opening up Spotify to find the Taylor Swift album, I wished that I could do like an incognito window thing, because I don't want for them to think that I am a Taylor Swift listener. And I really don't want for my algorithm to be affected by this. In fact, I'm going to try to find an alternative way to listen to this because I really don't want. Look, I am someone who's going to listen to every song on this album with an open heart because I am not a Swiftie. I am not someone who has a huge desire to center or celebrate Taylor Swift. But also at the same time, I am someone who is able to enjoy music. Like I was not allowed to listen to a lot of secular music growing up. I snuck a lot of music, which is partially why I was able to get away with listening to a lot of Japanese pop music. But I love music. I have a really open mind for music. And a lot of times when I see people perform music, I think that it's magic, basically. Like it is magical to me that someone can create something and, have it come together and entertain people. I think that is just a bit of magic that I will always appreciate. But I will say that for me, Taylor Swift has always been quite mediocre. As Aretha Franklin says, beautiful gowns, very, very beautiful gowns. But that's really as deep as it's been for me. So on one hand, I'm not going to listen to this album as like a hater because I'm not a hater. On the other hand, I'm also not going to listen to this album as an overly propagandized person who feels like Taylor Swift needs to be protected. Okay, this song is called Fate of Ophelia. Ooh. Okay, I'm moving. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Tanner. You saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia. Okay, all right. So, okay, if I'm mindlessly listening to this, it's a cute little bop. Like I can imagine this song being played. You're at Forever 21 if it's still open. You're looking at the polyester fabrics. You're trying to figure out, like, do I want to wear are cardigans still in style? Are we still doing cardigans for fall? Huh. Maybe I should wear a ruched up milkmaid dress for modesty, right? It's giving very that. And like, I don't hate it. The Fate of Ophelia felt very Marina and the Diamonds. That's the first thought that I had. Very like 2010s, like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, very that. Very that. And I didn't hate it. It was fun. But like, I think the thing that gets me about Taylor Swift specifically is I always feel insane when I meet people that are like, she's like the best, musician in the world, da 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 da. Because I'm like, I'm not trying to speak down on a woman. I'm not trying to come for a woman's whatever, girl power, all that. I totally support it. I'm woke. Okay, I am woke. I literally wrote the book, right? But like, I never get it. And I always assume that it's just different reference points, right? Like, I like weirdo goth music, right? To me, a lot of that music is pretty listenable. But to a lot of people, it might not be. Not everyone wants diva destruction, I suppose, right? But like, to me, it's like, it's okay. And what's really interesting to me? I was listening to some of these songs. I mean, I wasn't listening. I just heard clips on social media. And some of them, it's almost impossible for me not to think of the very specific sound that you get from an AI song, Like, AI songs have a very particular sound. And to me, that sound is, a reflection of what it is, right? It's a very algorithmic sound, right? And so for me, a lot of times when I listen to what I see as like generic pop music, it's kind of algorithmically good. Like that song, right? Even you guys heard me, right? Like I was, I hit the notes where I knew the notes would be. I wasn't blown away. It was a fun, cute, good song. So I'm not hating the album so far, but we are on the first song. So let's keep going. This is Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor. Do you think it's for us? On my mind when you called me at the plaza. I'm bored already. Hollywood hates me. What could you possibly get for the girl who has everything and nothing all at once? Aww. Aww. Musso and Franks. I love Musso and Franks. I'm number one, but I've never had two. Does she want a threesome? She polyamorous. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I like this little part. Elizabeth Taylor. This is another song that for me, did I hate it? No. You saw me. I was vibing. I was vibing. I was catching a vibe, dude. But I don't know, man. I mean, okay, I'll say this. 2 songs in, the cover goes with the music. I mean, obviously it's supposed to, but I get it now. It's moody. it's moody or whatever. What does this song have to do with Elizabeth Taylor? Now, as you guys, I already talked about this, but you know, I'm not super celebrity crazy. So I only know but so much about Elizabeth Taylor. But the bit that I do, and also this kind of goes for what I'm saying about what I feel about the Ophelia reference. It felt like all the things she said in the Elizabeth Taylor song were like things that I could Google. But who knows? Maybe I need to listen to it again. Again, this is the first time I've heard the whole thing. But anyway, you know, so far it is, you know, it do be an algorithmically sound album thus far. It do be. It really, truly do be. So let's keep going. This is Opalite. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Vanessa. Turn it off. Fuck yeah. We're in Nordstrom's right now. Oh my God. Did you know that you can get 5 different scents at Bath and Body Works right now? I'm bored, honestly. I'm bored. Right now at Target, you can get 5 off. Okay, all right. So this was one of the songs that came up quite a bit in my feed in the discourse of it all. There's a line in this song, "Sleepless in the Onyx Night. Now you're, I guess, grooving with Opalite," right? Onyx being a black stone, opalite being a white stone, right? Now, a lot of people are saying that this is a reference to Travis Kelce's ex. Now, I know you don't really care what I think about this, but I have kind of enjoyed some of the conversation around Travis Kelce, and the black wife effect, because it's caused a lot of people to speak about the way that white men carry themselves when they're dating a black woman versus the way that white men carry themselves when they're dating a white woman, right? And it's fascinating to me because Travis Kelce, from what I can tell, has mostly expressed interest in black women, right? Has mostly approached black women. In fact, I probably wouldn't even know who Travis Kelce was if not for what felt like a targeted campaign to black women by Travis Kelce's team, right? I felt a lot like I was being force-fed Travis Kelce. And I think Travis Kelce's a cute guy or whatever, but like, you know, he's no Oscar Isaac, you know. But a lot of people are saying that this song talks about her resentment that she may have for black women. And I'm going to be really honest. Listening to the full song, maybe I need to listen to it again. I do think that the reference is pretty explicit, right? To my understanding, Kayla Nicole, who is Travis Kelce's ex, to my understanding, again, I don't really care that much about celebrities, so if I'm getting someone's name wrong, please tell me, dumped him. And Megan Thee Stallion, who he apparently asked out, said no to him, right? I'm happy that Travis Kelce found someone that he is happy with, right? But I don't really understand why it's important for us to know that, you know, you're so much better, and why we even need to come close to kind of maybe even making these comparisons. To me, it feels really intentional to use the imagery of onyx versus opalite, right? And I know that in another song that we'll hear, I'm sure, she says the line, you know, "I'm not a savage," right? Which a lot of people think that it is a reference to Megan Thee Stallion. So anyway, on that note, let's move on to the next song. Father figure. Sounds like a Lorde song, low-key. Ah! She's a doll. I'm bored again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just seems like everything kind of has the same, like, dick's bigger. Did she say that? Oh my god.
I was your father figure. We drank that broth. Turns out my dick's bigger. You wanna fight?
Where are we shopping now? We're at Brookstone. Looking at fountains. This is kind of... I did it crooked! No! I gotta be honest, you guys. Like, I'm getting bored. I'm getting bored. Like, I'm getting like, do I need to stop this video kind of bored? I'm getting, should I just let this play through? Do I even need to stop and comment bored? You know, and it's like, I guess all of the songs, they kind of have like a hooky kind of catchy thing. Like, I'm not going to say that they're not catchy songs. You know, they are very catchy songs. Oh my God, that is so, it's just not going to get better, is it? I glued it on crooked. Oh, that's going to really bother me. Oh my God, that is so bad. It's so bad. Fuck, I spent all this time trying to like correctly fit this to my nail and it's just not, it's, oh my God. Is it possible for me to even, maybe if I just keep, yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm bored, you guys. Like, I'm really bored. I don't know, like, I already accept that her music is not for me, you know, like, but I don't know, man, like, I'm gonna just say this. I'm just gonna say this. As a person who does not like Taylor Swift, you know, Shake It Off, I feel like there are bangers. I've never listened to a full Taylor Swift album. Is that getting better? Not really. So who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. But so far, I'm asleep. Like right now, for sure, my favorite song is the very first song. I thought that was a good one. I'm not mad about it. But I'm not super impressed by every other thing that we're hearing. And you know, I accept again that maybe it's just not for me. Maybe it's just not for me. And who knows? I think that's probably consistent. I'm not the target audience, but you know, clearly people love Taylor Swift for a reason. A lot of people think it's mediocrity. Maybe that's it. I don't want to be that negative, but maybe that's what it is. But whatever other people are seeing in her music, I'm not seeing it in this album. Like, not at all. But anyway, Eldest Daughter. These names are very... Anyway, Eldest Daughter. Let's get into it.
On the internet, everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes, sad as it seems. I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness.
Stop it! Shut the fuck up! Oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
But I'm not a bad bitch. This isn't savage. But so many traitors, smooth operators.
Very, very Hillsong, girl. All her songs are very Hillsong to me. Which I do have a bit of like, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yes. You were raised up in the wild, but now you're home.
Fuck yeah. Bitch, I'm singing now. I'm just singing along with it. You know what? liked that song. I liked that song. I did. I did. I mean, maybe it's because I'm so bored otherwise. Like, a lot of the songs, I'll say this, they get me in like the first minute of it and then I'm over it. Right? And you know what? Look, I was raised in the church. And when I say I was raised in the church, I was raised, as I said in this part of the video, in a very Hillsongy type church. Hillsong, if you guys don't know, if you are fortunate enough to be completely unaware, Hillsong was a very popular Australian Christian singing group that basically dominated most, I would say, evangelical churches in the 2010s that were predominantly white. um, and I'm saying it that way because, you know, the church I went to was very diverse, but it was very white. We would have worship leaders who were of various different racial backgrounds, but our lead pastor was a white man. And it really did seem like that was like the main vibe of most of the music. I do have a soft place in my heart for that because for me, worship music was, in a weird way, like my only outlet, right? Like music as a kid, worship music was like my only real outlet. And so it was kind of a big deal for me at the time. I actually, fun story, fun fact about katblaque. I have recorded a Christian singing album. I recorded a Christian singing album when I was a child. It never got released, unfortunately. They ran out of money. I always think it's my fault they ran out of money because this is another piece of lore. I had a solo in one of the songs that I was in. I still remember it. I can't sing it. I was a first tenor when I was younger. Lord, give me courage to trust you, and through the prayers to know you're will. I'll make a trust that's hard, no matter what comes my way. Like those who come before, now I will stand today. But like, okay, I went in. The reason I think that they ran out of money is because I was like, I need to do my like solo, but like do it in like a very dramatic way. And I went in and like recorded a very, I don't know, just not good version of my solo. And I think to this day that that's why it didn't get released. But I know that's bullshit. I know that at the end of the day, it was probably just a money laundering thing that the church was doing. But anywho, I did enjoy this song, you know, and I do understand what people are saying. Here's the thing. A lot of people are really adjusting to this mentality of not everything is that deep. And I hate that because unfortunately everything is that deep. And there's a lot of people out there that are trying to convince you that not everything is that deep, right? And it only really helps those people for us to believe that not everything is that deep, right? That being said, you know, like, I do think the language is loaded. Bad bitch, savage, common words used to describe Black women. And again, I think the thing people don't understand about bias, right? And I try to bring this up whenever we talk about bias. Bias is very rarely intentional, right? Bias is very, very rarely something that you sit down and say, you know what? I specifically hate insert minority group here. More often than not, when people have bias against someone or something or a group of people, it's ignorance, right? Like, and it's ignorance that often is there for a reason. Like I said, there's a lot of people who want to convince you that it's not that deep when it is indeed that deep, right? Racism is a tool that capitalists use to manipulate quite a few people. I mean, there's so much to be said about that on its own, right? And for Taylor Swift, you know, Taylor Swift, for a lot of people, you might not even remember this, but I think Taylor Swift's career would have been a lot different if Kanye West hadn't done what he did, right? Kanye West, for those of you guys who may not know this, interrupted Taylor Swift when she was being awarded like one of the top records at the time, I think, over Beyonce. Again, I'm not a celebrity person. And said that, you know, Beyonce deserved the record and that she didn't deserve her award, right? And Kanye West at the time was very much not liked. I mean, Kanye West has been unlikable basically forever. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, but I do kind of get the vibe that Taylor Swift has never really ever been cool. And what I mean by that is, you know, some people really do have a natural coolness to them. And Taylor Swift has never really had that, right? And so I can understand that maybe from her perspective, she's seeing like, you know, I'm not a bad bitch, right? And, you know, on that note, there is kind of this idea quite frequently that a lot of people have, that Black people have this like natural coolness. And I know that when white women often have like anxiety about Black women, a lot of times that's one of the things that they kind of believe, that like Black women have this like swag or something about them that is unattainable to white women. And it's very bizarre because a lot of times that's just racism and projection. Like, it has nothing to do with actually anything that's real. It has everything to do with like racist projections about who Black people are, right? Like, there's a lot of ideas about Black people being more naturally gifted when it comes to music and stuff. Like, there's a lot of ideas that are just really shitty, that for some people may seem complimentary, but are actually very alienating and very othering, right? It wouldn't totally shock me if Taylor Swift did have, you know, this way of viewing Black women specifically, where she felt that they were just more, you know, they had that natural bad bitchedness to them. Anyway, I think this is so far my second favorite song, even though I do think that that particular line is very questionable. Also, side note, this is where we are in terms of my nails. We're at step 1. Hopefully my nails will look semi-decent by the end of this. Ruin friendship. It's prom? You're 35, girl. You're 35. In second period. What? Girl. Ain't you a bit old for that? I like this. It's very like, this is a very emotion heap kind of thing that's happening. I love that. I think that's great, right? Like, I enjoy that a lot, right? But like overall, like, do I want to hear the whole song? No. Do I want to listen to that part over and over again? Yeah. And I don't know, as I'm watching this, I'm thinking, or listening to this rather, I'm thinking like, is that a result of like my lessened attention span, right? Like, do I like shorter songs now because I am on TikTok all the time? But the thing is, like, I don't think that's true. I still listen to full albums. I think I did. I think this is kind of, it's a little, it's like, it's not straight. It's not. It's just not gonna, it's not going to. Also, this is terrible. I probably need to get a better thing to actually do this with, but I don't know, man. It's kind of an interesting, it's interesting to listen to. Because I don't hate it, but I'm also not, it's not maintaining my attention. It's not like listening to these songs. Like, do I want to listen to that song again? Like, will I listen to it again? Probably not. Eldest Daughter and Opehlia, again, those are songs that are sticking to me a bit more, but they're still not like groundbreaking. Oh my God, this is like the best song ever. And what's, I think, a little frustrating to me about Taylor Swift is that I can have that reaction and I will feel insane by the fact that like, apparently a lot of people in this country don't feel that way. Like, and I'm not saying everyone has to have my taste, but it does sort of seem a lot like Taylor Swift kind of rides on mediocrity in a way that a lot of other artists don't. Like, I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. It's just not the groundbreaking thing that I'm often made to feel like Taylor Swift is supposed to be. Actually romantic. You're so obsessed with me. Oh my God, you're so obsessed with me. Oh my God. It's adorable. Ew. Stop. Edgelord Taylor Swift. Okay, so this is apparently the song that is supposed to be about Charlie XCX. And I have to be honest, this song has huge Mean Girl energy. Now maybe, now I don't know, again, I don't know all the shit. I don't know all this shit. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't understand it. But to my understanding, Charlie XCX was basically saying, hey, you make me feel kind of insecure, right? Because when she released her album, Taylor Swift decided to re-release rather, a previous album that she'd already released. Basically so that Charlie XCX would not get the #1 slot. That was Mean Girl shit. You know? And I don't actually believe that people have to like stop their output because of other people. But, you know, I think that there's a certain point where Taylor Swift has to understand what she's doing, right? And I do think that Charlie XCX, with all of her flaws, definitely made a more impactful piece of art. At least impactful for me in ways that Taylor Swift's content has not been. And I'm going to spend a minute talking about this because I think this is actually worth discussing. One of the things that I have always really appreciated about Charlie XCX is that she goes out of her way to spotlight, collaborate, and center queer artists. She is one of the only people that I've ever seen who is on the pop stage, who has gone out of her way to work with alt pop artists, trans artists, people who are a little bit more underground. And I have a huge respect for Charlie XCX on that level, right? Obviously, there's always going to be stuff that I don't love about everyone. But for me, Charlie XCX making that statement was pretty huge. This response to Charlie XCX gives Mean Girl energy. It really does. I mean, starting out right away, like, you're coked out. You know, it gives like high school petty energy, right? It gives someone told you that, you know, they had a feeling of insecurity and you took it and you twisted it. Someone that you knew was struggling with drugs and you said, you're a coked out whore. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit much. And of the songs I've listened to so far, this has like the most negative energy on it. Life of a Showgirl. I still don't understand the title. I really don't. Maybe I'm really missing it. I mean, there's a lot of themes in this so far about social media, criticism, being on the world stage. Maybe when she says Life of a Showgirl, she's talking about, you know, being a celebrity who's being criticized in a very big way. That makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. So, I need a Max Win. Sorry. I need to connect my lamp so I can actually start to do all of the fun parts of my nails because we're getting kind of close to being done. What's the next song, girl? Wish List. Oh, and it's got money signs in it, which tells you that it's going to be like a really... It's going to be cool. I bet this is the one that's going to be hip-hoppy. I will die if I'm right. Oh, no, I was wrong. fucking lit. God, all of your music is about this dude. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, I am about to make my nails all glittery. So side note, the way that I do this is you have to put on a thin layer, oh, not a thin, you have to put on a layer of clear nail polish over a black nail polish or a black press-on nail like I did. And there you go. You gotta cure it for 10 seconds. There you go. And then you just, look how cool that is. Look how fucking cool that is. Recently, I've been mixing colors, and so I'm doing like a rose gold and purple kind of ombre situation. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. To me, this music doesn't sound too dramatically different than the music she was making already. It doesn't really feel like she's grown a lot. I mean, again, I'm not someone who really follows her, but like, it just sort of seems a bit like she's, I don't know, just not quite taking it, baby. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if that makes any sense. But it's just not eating, so to speak, if you know what I mean. Anyway, this is the song that is apparently about Travis Kelce's penis.
Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key to open my eyes. To know a hard rock is on the way.
It's on a cock. Oh, fuck yeah. Damn. So she's a sexual creature. Now, there are some people who are saying that they feel that it's odd that she explicitly uses like black music in like a song where, you know, she's referencing sex. And I kind of understand that, you know, like maybe that is questionable, right? Like, I'm not going to put anything past her, but I don't know. I guess like that song too. I mean, maybe this is just really going to be a case of me not liking Taylor Swift and just that's really the way that it boils. But like, I just, you know, okay, it's a song about wood, right? Like my reaction is like, all right, you know, she said she's singing about sex and stuff, and like there's nothing wrong with that, you know, her body, her rules, you know, love that for her. Love that she's getting a big dick. Like I want for more women to be able to have that experience if that is what they want, you know. You guys know that Alexander is my redwood, and I do bring it up quite a bit because I am proud of it. So I'm not going to I am not going to act like she's out of line for talking about her boyfriend's penis, her husband's penis rather, or I don't know if they're married or not. I also don't care. I'm not mad at it, but I don't know. I thought it would be a better song. Like I can't get over how underwhelmed it is. Now I will say that for me, at least on my side of the internet, I have seen mostly criticism, right? I have like 2 people that I know who are hardcore Swifties, and they love the album. I know someone who like went to the premiere. Like I saw one of my music friends that was like, oh my God, it's such a good album. It's so this and that. And like, you know, I maybe we're just having a different experience because we have different taste levels, right? But to me, it's just, this was okay. What a forgettable song. I will say that the vibe I'm getting from some of this, you know, like this song was a very like 60s reference, right? Obviously with the Jackson 5 thing. I do kind of get the vibe that, you know, she is trying to poke at some vintage notes a la Sabrina Carpenter, perhaps. But I don't know. I can't, I just keep going back to the fact that it's so forgettable to me. But I know that society is going to be like, wow, this is like the best Taylor Swift album ever. And no matter how many people on my end of the spectrum are like, this was a forgettable generic album, there's still going to be a huge swath of people who love it. And look, I guess that's just music in general, right? Like, it is fairly common for people to just have a completely different view of music. But I guess, like, maybe I would feel so differently about it if I thought it was actually impressive. Like, there's a lot of people who are, I mean, and it's inescapable, comparing her to Beyonce, right? Because Beyonce, in comparison, you know, released Lemonade when she was the same age. And Lemonade, which also was about, her relationships, about marriage, about children, about, motherhood and stuff. Like, these are all very common themes, right? It was very impactful and iconic. And people, like, I remember what it was like to be on the internet when Lemonade was released. Like, it was a moment, right? It was a movement. But there are so many people who think that Taylor Swift, just for one reason or another, you know, is much better than her. And, right now we're having a conversation about Bad Bunny, right? Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl. You guys know I have very little interest in sports, so, I'm not going to act like I know everything about that. But there are a lot of people who are like, why is Bad Bunny going to perform? Right? Like, why don't we get someone American? You know? And it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. Bad Bunny makes interesting music. Bad Bunny makes music that for me is musically interesting. To me, all of these songs we've listened to are just generic pop songs. There's nothing about them that makes me think, fuck yeah, wow. Like, and there's a lot of pop music that makes me feel that way. There's a lot of pop music that I listen to and I'm like, oh my God, I will always remember what it felt like to listen to this album. Like, I will always remember where I was and what was going on in my life when I listened to Madonna's Confessions on a Dance Floor, right? That is an iconic album to me, and it is something that I think of all the time. I think what's interesting to me about Taylor Swift is I listen to this album, it's so forgettable to me, but I know that people are going to make it so iconic. And I have to be curious why that is. Why is it that she can make art that for me feels so forgettable and generic, and it's celebrated as like iconic and groundbreaking? All right, so I've got to clean it up, but we have completed one hand. And once I finish this thumb, I will be completely done. Ooh, that rhymed. Anyway, we're almost completely done with this. Canceled. This is one I've probably heard the most of. Did your girl pass too close to the sun? Oh my God, how tone deaf. Girl. Tone deaf and hot, let's fucking offer. Yes. What your friends are. I'm dead. Matching scars? Bitch, shut up. Everyone's got bodies in the attic. Not everyone, girl. That's probably just you. Girl, you should be embarrassed. That was cringy. So this song, it's very Riverdale to me. It's very CW TV show where every character is a trope. It's very, this is the song that would be used on a Jacob edit back in the day, right? It's very, hear me out, I think Sasuke's hot kind of stuff, right? Like, can we not? This canceled shit is so cringy to me in so many different ways because more often than not, when people are canceled, it's literally just people criticizing them for doing something fucked up, and a lot of times the repercussions for being canceled are so slight It's not even worth talking about. Seriously. Like, most of these people who complain about being canceled are literally just privileged people who are tired of criticism. Like, that's all it is. You're a privileged person who wants to live in a world where everyone is in your audience, everyone applauds, no one says, fuck you. You know? You want to live in a fucking bubble. You want to live in a way where you get to do and say whatever the fuck you want and no one gets to criticize you for it. It's very bizarre to me. It's very, very bizarre to me. You know, you don't get to be famous and known and uncriticized, you know? Hell, that is something I accept as a person who does not have Gucci, you know? And I just think that this song is such a. I already know that MAGAs are like loving this song and they're playing it and they're like, oh my God, you know, she gets it. Because, you know, a lot of these MAGAs, right? They think that when people don't want to talk to them, like when their kids are tired of arguing with them, that they're like these misunderstood villains in some fucking comic book. No, you're a fascist and no one wants to be around you because they know. But anyway, this is Honey. Also, nails are done. That was almost a very Norah Jones thing. Okay, I'm bored. I was bored. In fact, I'm not even gonna comment. We're just gonna listen to this last song. This is The Life of a Showgirl. She's rhyming. Okay, Lin-Manuel. Okay. Life of a Showgirl. Okay, I'll say this. I did enjoy the storytelling of that song. I did. I enjoyed that, you know? But I'm gonna be honest, that's really me, I think, reaching. I enjoyed that, right? So I'm gonna say right now, here are the songs that I like. Okay? Fate of Ophelia, Father Figure, no, Eldest Daughter. And I enjoyed Life of the Showgirl, but I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to say that I really like it. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that this is like a song that she did with Sabrina. I think that's fun. You guys know that I enjoy Sabrina Carpenter, but I enjoy her. Put this way, I probably enjoy her as much as I enjoy Taylor Swift, but I'm a bit more enchanted by Sabrina Carpenter than I am with Taylor Swift. But I'm not that enchanted by Sabrina Carpenter. But I do find her, in terms of like her performance and stuff like that, I do find her to be a more interesting performer and more interesting visually as well. Her gowns are more interesting to me. But anyway, like, bottom line of it all to me, this was all just kind of okay. It was all just kind of okay. And it's going to be interesting to see the way that people react to it, because I think for me, the thing that stands out about Taylor Swift is she's just okay. She's just okay. It's not like I don't appreciate some of the things that she's created. You know, she's a very talented person. I think she's got a lot of music that is, you know, if I hear it, I'm a bop to it. But it's not really for me. I'm not the target audience, of course, as I said earlier. But it is interesting to think that this is music that a large group of people in this country adore. Adore to the point of kind of becoming a little culty about it, right? I'll never really understand celebrity and celebrity obsession. I like music, I collect music, but I don't have an obsession with any musician. I will say though that a goth musician kissed me on the cheek recently and I did blush about it. I did blush about it, and I'm not going to say who. My mutuals on TikTok will probably be able to find the video that I made about it, but um, that's about as close as I've ever gotten, right? I went to a Nine Inch Nails concert a couple weeks ago, and Trent Reznor does make me feel a certain way, and yes, I do have a large Trent Reznor poster in my apartment. However, I'm not a person who really has deep celebrity feelings. And I think for that reason, this all just seems quite strange to me, the way people are so obsessed with her. That all being said, I think these are listenable songs. Like I said, to me, most of these songs sound like songs I would hear at like Forever 21, right? So, okay, to me, it does sort of touch the same notes as like AI generated music. And I will say that there are some songs that I've heard from, this album that kind of give that vibe. They're baseline enough, they're forgettable, they're generic, in my opinion. But some of them are bops, right? Bops in a very algorithmic way. Like the thing that stood out to me is I did find myself singing along. I did find myself following the harmonies. I did find myself appreciating and enjoying what this was. So I think I enjoy Life of a Showgirl in terms of the storytelling. I think I don't know if there's going to be a music video for it. I would be interested to see that music video just because of the picture that was drawn in it. But I really kind of, I know that maybe this isn't the point, but I wish you went a bit further with the theme of being a showgirl, the theme of the life of a showgirl. Because even in that song, there are some very interesting themes that I wish she touched on. One of those themes being, bitch, you're 35, right? Like, with respect to you're 35. And it does seem outside of like conversations about weddings, conversations about children, conversations about neighborhoods and the future, it does sort of seem a bit like that narrative of her being grown, of her being mature and developing past, who she was at her previous albums is kind of missing. It is kind of missing to me. And I kind of am interested in that. I'm going to wait to see how a lot of people feel about this. But I think if this album ends up being like the best-selling album in America, the top album, it'll say a lot. Because I don't think it was very good. I really don't think it was very good. Even when I think of her previous work, I don't think it was very good. But that's what I have to say about that. And I thought that I would share my thoughts about it. I did finish my nails. Oh, that one nail does still look kind of crooked. Oh my God, it looks so crooked still. It looks so crooked. Oh well, I'm probably going to redo my nails soonish anyway. I'm kind of tired of this color. But yeah, I needed to redo it so I look somewhat better on camera. For like the 3 seconds you're going to see my nails. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. As per usual, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. If you enjoyed videos like this, please let me know. I do upload a lot of similar videos like this as members only videos for my YouTube channel. Like I said with my previous video, I tend to upload a lot of videos like this as kind of video notes that I will then use to make my videos. So if you're interested in stuff like this, first of all, let me know because maybe I'll make more videos like this. I don't know. It actually would help me a lot to understand if a sizable portion of my audience didn't mind the conflama of it all. It really would. It really would. If you enjoyed this video, please go and check out my Patreon. Patreon is where I upload vlogs about my personal life and my work life. I unfortunately have this problem where I will record vlogs and then it's just therapeutic and I won't upload. So there are sometimes months where I don't do that. I will definitely have uploaded one by the time you guys see this video. So go and check that out. I probably have a longer extended version of this video for my members only, most likely, because I think the way I'm going to upload this is I'm going to probably edit around, obviously, the audio and keep the long extended version for my members only because I can't copyright it. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy my members only content and my content that I post on Patreon. Anyway, on that note, I will talk to you guys later. As per usual, I want you guys to always remember and to never forget that you are beautiful and you are loved. Bye.